Hello everyone! How are you guys doing today? I forgot to turn on my desktop audio, so you guys did not have any intro music for today. But hopefully you're okay with that. If you want to simulate it, I was playing Scene 3, which is actually pretty good. And hello Shaz, hello Noodlesy, and hello Serlega. So today is going to be the start of figuring out kind of mechanic stuff, because I've been like goofing around and making maps and doing some eventing, and eventually I'm gonna have to do battle system stuff. Even though, as we've talked about recently, me and some other people in the RPG know what is up with like RPG Maker games that make it big not having battle systems. It's just a weird thing. But I'm making an RPG, so let's get started. We're gonna do what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to my. There we go. I'm gonna switch to this. That was the map I was working on. I've done literally nothing on it since then. But I should dress that up later. It's still kind of boring down here at the bottom. So, what we're actually working on this time, though, is I'm using the Visustella plugins. And so your normal, normally when you have a skill, right? You can just tell what kind of hit type and what kind of animation, but we can do better than this, right? We can do something more. So I have all of my Ren skills. Like, these are just placeholders. None of these have anything in them. So I'm using... Oh, hey, Ellen. How you doing today? So I'm going to be using the Vistustella's like action sequences, but here's the thing. I have never used their action sequences. I didn't use them in MV. I don't remember if they had them before that, but I didn't use them in MV. So now I have to learn how to do action sequences from scratch. So this is like Visustella, so like, you know that. I also want to do like a shout out to Human, or I tagged his full username on Twitter. He made like a thing that's called action sequences basics, and it just is some pre-set up ones, and I'm going to use those to kind of try to figure out how they are structured. I also have open down here, I do have like, you know, all the different ways action sequences are used here, which I may need because I have some things I want to do with action sequences that are... Oh, hey, there's Human. Once again, when you have to say you're a human being, I start doubting. But, you know, thanks for the help anyway. But, like, I have some things that are not visual, because most of what he did was, like, just show, like, how to do the visual. Like, I wanted to do these things, like adding a buff to someone. So I'm going to need to, like, look through these. Documentation is always important when learning anything. It's not the easiest way to learn sometimes. I'm not good at learning through documentation. Like, it helps, but I prefer to look at how someone else set it up. So having those ones that Human made is really useful. So the way it works is, instead of just, you know, this, you use a common event to determine the animation and all that extra stuff. So this one's jump attack is tied to jump attack. I copy pasted these from Human's his setup, and now I can look at common events. So let me give I need to like attach a class. Let me give like some of these skills to Ren so that we can look at them. Let's do these unarmed gloves ones, because those are probably the ones that I want to look through. I thought this one looked really cool, so I'm probably use it to like start learning. So let's give it to her. Like, okay, she only has these, so I need to stick it in one of those types so that she can use it. Doobie-doo. Okay, it's I already have it set in skill type fire, so she can use it. It should be in fist though. Let's stick it in fist. And where's the one I actually... Just this one. Let's stick that in fist too. Okay, so... And... I know that I closed my database, now let's reopen it. I just got RPG Maker MZ and first time user and a Retro Pocket 2. Gonna try to make a game for it. Hey man, you know, it's always cool. Like I started a very long time ago. But that beginning point where you're like trying to figure out at first, it's gonna be like a really weird hump to get over. But also like I feel like learning is like the most exciting part of doing this stuff. Because once you know how to do it, so many things are just like rote repetition. But when you're learning, that's like so fun. But I do like learning, which is not true. So let's grab troops. That's what I need to do. I was gonna do battle test. I also can see if I did some other things right. So we don't need anybody else. I don't know if I did everything right with setting up okay, cool, because I have the CTB for Visustella. Oh, it goes this direction. Okay. So instead of like a normal like animation, see how like it has that, oh, that's so cool. Alright, so I'm gonna do it again to get an idea of what it does, and then I'm gonna go look at the common event and see how it does that. So it's like a flip into and then like a forward punch. So let's look at that common event. Flip into. Luckily, I also get a whole bunch of comments. He says the comments are not quite perfect right now. He has a more updated version, but there's some... he hasn't quite finished cleaning up all of the things. So... It's all using, like, plugin commands. So, like, you can see, like, oh, this, you know, run this plugin command to do this. So... So plugin command, this one, set before every attack's play attack name, makes enemies immortal so they don't die in the middle of multiple hit attacks. No battle step or cast animation. Okay, so this is just like a, you know, normal setup thing. If they're in, that's pretty explanatory, you know, just setup action set. Hold on, let me go to edit so I can actually look better at what each thing does. So this display action. Okay, that displays the attack name, so if I don't want the attack name, I can turn that off. That prevents them from dying in the middle of like multi-attacks. Doesn't want cast animation to be used. Wait for animation. I don't know what some of these mean, but I can look up like for on the documentation. But, like, mostly this is making sense. So then 12 frames later, we got a jump. So that's just a jump, and you like the desired height. Okay. Alright, so the jump is just the part where it moves up. It doesn't include the coming back down. I want to learn how to have fun. It has not been the easiest in this last year, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I think that you're right on cast animations slowing things down. Like when you start doing these kind of animations, you want it to be like really, really splashy and fast, right? And I really, by the way, I really like this one. I looked at a bunch of the cast animations, and I think this one's neat. But yeah, so jump just moves the user up from where he is. I assume just straight up. And then we have the spin, rotate, angle, how long it takes. Easing, that's like where it slows at the stop and start, I think. I'm not Jump is move up and down with some easing stuff built in. Yeah, so the easing is those, like, when you move a picture, like if you had easing on, it would, like, start a little slower and end a little slower than the middle part of the move. I'm pretty sure that's what easing means. I'm not the smartest about all of this. So then we revert angle on finish true, so that's just making sure that you're facing downward. So human, what's the like wait for jump, wait for spin? Like what would turning that on do? Or does it Dude, I don't understand how the easing types work already, so it would be hard for me to start with that. Yeah. Okay. Then move to the target. Middle center. See, I like these things where I can look at offsets, because that was something I wanted to do. I wanted to do like a Okay, so like this is so that it does all of it kind of in a smooth motion. Well, I've always said that while I'm not the smartest, I do have like a very good skill for picking things up quickly. Okay, yeah. So like you're spinning as you're going up is what you're saying. Ah, got it. Understand. And now you're gonna wait for movement on this one so that it doesn't go to the next thing until after. I see. That's cool. That's cool. I understand how it's working now. Wait, movement motion what? All right, I'll do that. Like that's actually a good idea. I didn't think about that. Just like changing things and seeing how that makes it look different. So let's do that and see what happens when we do the skill again. So let's go back to troops, battle test. Okay. Alright, so we want to do flip and enemy tackle. Now we have the weights on. Oh, that was weird. So like on the jump, it does go up and then down if you do a jump and you don't have that move in the middle of it. Is this doing some acrobatics before you jump into them, right? Okay, so I understand what the weights do now. Let's run back to that common event. So let's turn those weights back off because that looks silly. I think one of the things I'm probably gonna spend, like after I go through this one and kind of figure it out, I have in my mind a ability I want to try to do, and I think I'm gonna like take an existing one and then try to edit it into what I want to do. Because what I want to do is, so like I do have a skill that that this character is supposed to have. It's currently called Firebolt, but I don't think I want to call it that. Probably. It's a single target magic attack, but I wanted to do like a jump flip and then come down into the ground and then like have it do have a line of flame come out and hit the enemy and have it jump to the point where that line of flame is the exact right length. So you use like a the offset from jumping to target, but instead jump, however many pixels away from the target I need to, and then have that line come forward. But so that's what I'm actually going to think about doing when we get through just like reading through all of this. And if I get through that one, I'm going to do a different one, more in learning how to add some mechanics to it and not just animation stuff. Okay. So we're through this. We were down here. Okay. so what is the one thing I wanted to know? Let's see. So all targets, so like it's only targeting one, so it's the all targets is still just that one target. All right. So it's got the attack animation. Play the animation on that target. Fire shock is pretty cool. I might go for that. I'm probably gonna give it like eventually some other mechanic too, like maybe a burn or something. Because one of the things I want to do with the battle system is that almost nothing just does one thing. Because, for instance, hold on. I know I'm trying to learn this, but I want to talk a little bit about this. Because one of the things about design of battle systems is I don't want to have a you default to this attack. Because a lot of games have that. And the way I'm doing that is there's a lot of attacks that have... all the attacks have, like, extra bonuses to them. Like, they have... I have 3... melee attacks. I don't use attack. They just have no attack. All these are free to use. And there's an upgraded version of each one that is based on having specific weapons equipped. So if you have, you know, each weapon upgrades one of their melee or their weapon attacks and one of their spell attacks. So, but like this one is going to be a attack, and it also boosts her attack power. This one is going to be an attack, but also boost her defense. And this one, which is going to be the one that's a little difficult to figure out how to do the damage formula of it. But I want to figure out how to do this because I think it's a really neat concept. One, it's a high crit attack. And the other thing is it gets stronger the more status effects are on her. So these status effects last 2 turns. So if you just want to do physical attacks and nothing else, you'd probably like combo, jab, follow up. Because if you do that, you'll already be under the effect of 2 status effects just from this. Then buffing her from someone else can also help. But also if like she gets hit with a like negative status effect, that also might boost up how much damage she does with that. So like even if all you're going to do is do normal attacks, it's still probably better to like cycle instead of just using one attack. And then also I want to do this. This is a haste spell. So even that, like you may want to move in the haste spell to also boost up follow up and stuff like that. But these are just right now, I just have them planned as single target and multi-target fire spells. But I want to give them something more than that, but I'm not sure. I haven't really decided. And then these are like, if you have 100, each weapon gives you a different overdrive, and it's 100 TP attacks. Alright, back to common events. So that was just like me talking about my thought on design of skills and stuff. I wanted to go with a design where you have very few skills to use, but all of them are useful. And you never feel like you want to just spam one skill over and over again, because that's like my least favorite thing in turn-based RPGs. Is if you can make one attack so good that it's all you ever want to do. Like, in a lot of them, you can make default attack better than everything in the game, so why do anything other than default attack? Okay. But, back to what we were doing. By the way, a really quick thing, because this is something we were thinking about, talking about, is this idea of going through a plugin and trying to learn how to do it live on stream, and everyone walk through it together, and we just learn it. Something we were considering doing on a more regular basis, not just for my game stream, but like have a separate stream that is just about learning to use different plugins. And if that's something that people would be interested in, I'd love to hear back from you guys about that. It is something, like I said, we're kind of considering doing. And if you think that would be useful, it's kind of a mix of things of like highlighting all the plugins that are out there, because there's a lot of really cool plugin creators doing neat things. and teaching's always fun. Okay. That's the attack animation. This is just this is mechanic action effect. Apply any buffs or debuffs based on the skill's effects. Okay. Oh, this is just the effects of the skill. It would not only be Visustella. We would be doing just any plugin that we can think that thinks looks cool. Ones I've been considering, I really like Visustella is one that we probably would do several of them because they have so many really good ones. But also like Huddle's Cyclone map thing is his map editor is so cool, and I would love to like really spend enough time learning how it works. And so yeah, just it's something we were considering. What we would really like to do, if we can get people to do it, is also get when we can get the plugin creator on like a Discord call while we do it, and we'd start with like an interview with them, and then we would move on to learning their plugin, whatever plugin that we're looking at that day, and just talk to them about it as we're learning and see if we can get advice. But we would do it even if like somebody couldn't show up, we would just learn it on our own either way. But that's like really the plan of what I would like to do with it, and it's an idea we've been floating. And if people think that'd be really cool, I think it would be a awesome content, and it probably wouldn't be me hosting it. I don't know who would be hosting it. But I have this stream, so it's kind of hard for me to do 2 a week. But it's an idea. So let's see. Mechanic action effect. Oh yeah, that was right. That's when it just applies the effects of whatever skill is listed. And then we're gonna do another jump. That's where you're bouncing off his head. And another spin rotate, another move to target. And so that offset is so that you're not hitting. That's so it's like above instead of like right on top of them. Or right at the base of them. It's where so it's on top of them. And then 6 frame wait. And then that was that little rush plus thing at the end. Rush into them. Then do the move into them. Motion type. Attack. I kind of think I'm getting it. So that does the hit again. This is the same thing as up there. Enemy is knocked back 96 pixels. Okay, so that's cool. Turns off mode. Alright. I don't this doesn't look that hard, right? I think this is all pretty self-explanatory. Now we're gonna see how badly I can mess it up after I said it looks easy. I wish we could have a side project where we learned how to code. That would definitely not be me. My coding is really bad. I took a couple of coding classes when I was in college, but I've forgotten most of it at this point. Most of what I still remember is structure, which is like very useful for just doing events, right? Knowing programming structure is good for events. But I don't remember a lot of other things. So fun story, the first time I ever got like actually kind of popular in the RM scene was for helping with there was a Japanese script maker for VX, and I helped with adapting the comments in them to English by I couldn't translate because I don't know Japanese, but I was me and someone else with the person's permission were translating the comments with Google Translate, and then like using our understanding of coding to write the comments again And then I did a few hacks into a few of them. And I don't think I could do that anymore because it's been so long since I coded. But anyway, so I was talking about the kind of animation I want. So probably the easiest one, I don't know why I went to animations. So I want a flip attack. And I probably can take a flip attack and use it to kind of judge how to do it. Because the biggest difference is going to be after I flip and come down, I want to do it at a different offset. So I think I can steal this. Let's copy this one. And we're going to name this one Fire Shock. Yeah, my thing is also I know that like this is bad for someone who likes making games as a hobby. I have no interest in learning coding anymore. And I'm much worse at it than I used to be. I used to know BASIC pretty well. Like when I was a kid, I learned BASIC, and I can't remember anything about it. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to skills. We're doing this one, which we're renaming Fire Shock. I gotta move my mouse, my mic just a bit so I can type. I'm certain that you guys get to hear my wonderful mechanical keyboard that makes so much noise. And other. So this is how you tie it to a thing. It's just other common event. There we go. So I do need damage. HP damage. It's fire element. Let's just steal a... I need to think about kind of what you know what? Good idea. Because right now I'm just working on making it work. So I'm just going to put a damage formula 50 in here. Yeah, I really like my keyboard. I bought it earlier this year because I was I used a laptop normally, and I just used the keyboard on it. I was like, okay, I'm actually finally got set up with a desk where I can really organize things. I was just working from my living room because I didn't have a office at the time because we were rearranging rooms in my house. And after I got set up with a desk, I bought a new monitor, a new keyboard, and it's so nice to actually sit. The one thing is no matter how many monitors you have, it never feels like enough. I don't know how I ever worked with one monitor. Now I have two, and I'm like, man, it'd be nice to have a third monitor. So we've tied this to common event Fire Shock. We've tied it to the skill Fire Shock. Let's do the same thing on the upgraded version of it, even though it really won't matter this time because I'm not gonna have it because I don't have a weapon that makes it happen yet. Okay, so it is a one enemy skill. I'm not going to bother with an MP cost. Battle screen, you don't need to have it. I could start like playing with like the speed and stuff to kind of get an idea of CTB stuff, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. And so this is going to be enough to do like the actual damage. Ooh, where's the animation? So I gotta figure out, do I have a fire attack that really is gonna work for me? I wish I had the time to make something, but I did not. I wonder if I can... I'm just like see if I can find something that will work as a good stand-in, right? My main thing is I want it to do a specific thing. And I need kind of that line look to it. Let's see if any of the physicals have a line. But right now I guess I'll just go with a regular fire. And I'm gonna have to... Oh, am I gonna have to learn how to... I gotta learn how to use effects here. Elf Kisser, as we have come to call it. Let's just do this one. Alright. So right now, it's gonna look really silly because it's just the same as that thing. Let's see what it looks like right now. Okay. Doo-ba-doo. Did I not tie it correctly? Did I do something wrong? Because that didn't actually do the animation. I did something wrong, didn't I? Because that's just doing the normal. Alright, time to figure out what I did wrong. So... is there anything different in this? So I used flip attack. And it's just... No, I mean, the skill is added. That was because I was selecting it. Am I supposed to... Wait, hold on. Custom action sequence. I forgot to put this in the note tag. That was what it was. By the way, if anyone's wondering, this is the thing that makes it just not the... So, like, I can make a... When I have the items, and I have them set up down here, it adds this skill, and this note tag removes this skill if the one that has this skill is in it is equipped. There we go. That's what I forgot. So that's me being an idiot again. Learning is all about being an idiot until you're not. Okay. To be honest, that was really cool looking by itself. Oh, I forgot that these people currently have skills that I have nothing set up for. See, here's the thing. That already looks kind of cool, just stealing directly his stuff. What we want is like a flip, and he's going to land here instead. So we need it to land a certain distance to the right. Okay. So I think that all I would have to do to change where it's landing is common event, fire shock is so spin, move the target is all I have to change is like this Y offset, right? So if I just move this Y offset and like put 200, this is probably way too much. But I think that's all I need to do. Apply. All right. Okay, not Y. It was X. It was X offset. I'm dumb. The Y offset was correct. It was the X offset. I don't know why I confuse the X and Y so much when I know exactly what they are if I put 2 seconds into thinking about it. As I said, learning is being dumb until you're not. You can quote me on that. I should just put that out of context on Twitter. It's just changing the X offset. It needs to be negative 200, not a 200. Guys, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get it. Ooh, moon pies. I haven't eaten much today. I need to eat after I get done streaming. I woke up today, forgot to eat for 5 hours. After I woke up, got lightheaded. Cooked myself some food, ate, and then I've had like a couple of snacks since then. Okay, am I finally gonna have this correct? Oh, now I'm facing the wrong direction, and I think the reason I'm facing the wrong direction is because Is it because I'm like Yeah, it's because I'm jumping backwards that it's so far. Okay. So, is there a way to make sure I face forward? Face destination? Okay, I can fix that by just doing face destination false. Alright. Alright. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. That's a pretty good quote. Where does that come from? Or did you just make that up? If you make that up, that was pretty profound. If not, whoever said that, that's pretty good. Hey, look, I just test things over and over and over again. Yeah, there we go. So now if I had an animation that was 200, which is what I would like, what I want to have is an animation that like I hit here and then the fire goes boom. So right now, like that's already set up exactly what I wanted. It's just so things you should learn. If you want to get a jump start into making action sequences, steal from human. Okay, now let's look at... Oh. Man. So let's see. What kind of animation setup should I do? So let's look at some of my skills. So Fire Shock. We have Inferno. That is... I don't think I want to work on that one. Doing like a self-buff one would be pretty interesting. But I think like... Let's do follow-up, because that one should be like a really... Well, yes, but I mean human, was a user human, not just humans in general. So, but I mean also, Yanfly's a bunny, right? So you can steal from animal. Don't steal from Yanfly. He's had enough of that. But yeah, I'm serious. Humans set up all like, hold on. Like all these animations are stuff that he set up, and they're so useful to kind of figure out what to do. Yeah, humans going into my credits already. Even if I like was to suddenly remake all of these from scratch on my own, it would still be, hey, let's get some extra credit here. But I'm not going to remake them on my own. If I can adjust something that he already did, you know, it'd be cool. Like, man, like things I can do. I could make some skills that I want to do one where like the enemy just like goes flying into the air or something. That would be cool. So I'm trying to think of how to. Okay, so you would want to jump like down and below them, and then come up towards them, so that it makes sense that they're fly upwards. So this one is gonna. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use as a basis for this because it's gonna be a little bit more complicated. So I think this is gonna be the one for follow up. So I'm gonna start with the jump attack, and then I'm gonna like go from there and try to make something that looks good. We'll see how this goes. So this is when we start getting into how I can really, really mess up. Also, let's I don't know about you guys if you have the same problem, but if it's named something slightly different, if the spelling is slight difference between two things that should be the same, like me not having the dash in this follow-up, it drives me insane if I notice it later. Yeah, human, I'm making some progress. I made one skill. I need to make a new animation for it, but not like this part. I need a new fire animation to go with it. But I made one where like he's good. I basically just took your flip attack and had him jump or had her jump like further away, and I want to get a line fire attack that from where they land goes towards the enemy. So I got that one done. So now I'm trying something where I'm gonna have to do some stuff myself. So the move to target. So I want you to like move down. So that's where I do want that offset Y, right? Because I want to jump to below the target and then jump upwards into the target, and it's gonna knock the target into the air and have it like go way up and then fall back down and take damage. So so first I need to take right, because it's move the target. I want you to jump approximately where the target is, but you want to jump below the target. That's going to be that, because I figured that out when I accidentally did this on the last one. Now is where I'm going to like have to. All right. So next I need I need to move to the target. Or actually I could use a jump, I guess, but no, I think move to target's good too. But I could, so I jump down below, land. Then we want to actually move to target. And then we want the target to move. Okay, so I know in one of the other ones you did a moving target. So let's look at that. I saw that in the first one I looked at, which was that flip into enemy. So move to target. Plugin command, move target. Excuse me. Move distance. Okay, so this is the thing we want. So this after it does it, does it move the enemy back? So let's jump that. Go into follow-up attack. So jump there. Okay, and what we want it to do. Don't want it to go back. We want it to just go straight up. I'm just putting in like numbers. I don't know like exact numbers. So like, where's the easing? Oh boy, I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. I'm gonna leave it on linear for right now. And I may have like really not done that well. I don't know if that's really correct, but we're gonna see if it is. So first, let me grab this custom action sequence. I love copy paste. No one likes typing typing a command if they do not have to. Other common event follow up. HP damage. Let's just give it a flat formula for right now, because I'm not overly concerned about what it looks like so much as one battle screen animation. Let's give it a hit physical. Yeah, who likes typing if you don't have to? There's so many things. I was formatting a really large document, and like I found so many keyboard shortcuts I did not know existed trying to format. It was pretty fun. Okay, so follow up. Okay, so this should do what I have. Apply. Now let's see if it's going to do what I intended it to do. That is the wrong direction, and the enemy went in the wrong direction, and the movement was not fast enough after you jump down. I needed like a fast movement. And I think it needs to play the animation when I hit, and then like after he goes up and down. So let's. And I think I need a different type of easing. I need like a. Is there an easing that does like a gravity thing where like as it comes to the top it slows and then, you know what I mean? But I don't know how what the easing options all are. I'd have to like spend a lot of time reading, and just me reading a bunch of stuff on stream is probably not exciting content. So let's see. First, I moved him the wrong way. He needs to move -100. I should have known that. And I actually think he needs to move even further than that. So let's give him -200. This duration needs to be way shorter. Let's give it like a 3. Yeah, I'll probably just try some different easing options, but I'm gonna like fix these other problems first. I'm also going to have you like jump further down. And so copy. I want to have this happen here. And after they like fly into the air and come down, have it happen again. Maybe. We'll see how it looks. I mean, isn't that like a lot of like doing this kind of stuff is like set it up, play test it, set it up, play test it. Nope, that was the wrong skill. All right, hurry up and attack me so that. Okay, follow up. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, that was a little bit cooler. But I still think it was... I'm trying to think of what's wrong with it. I think I'm knocking him too far up. And it doesn't look like... It doesn't look like it's like jumping. It looks like it's just... Okay, I got it. So can you... On, back to common events. So I can actually... I wonder if I used this instead of this. So let's do edit. So target, can I do all targets here instead? Like our current target, edit. And just, can I do that? Let's see what happens if I try that. Okay, so let's delete that. He went up a little too high. Let's do shorter duration, maybe 6. Let's give him 150 height. And we want this not to be true. I think jump is gonna like obey the like kind of a physics thing. I think that's what jump difference would be. So maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't. We'll know in a second. Oh, the duration is way too short. The duration is way too short, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So troops, anime, let's see, common events. I always want to go to animations because that's technically what I'm working on, but I think this may have needed to be 12. Okay. So I have the sound off for you guys, so you're not getting the really loud music. I think maybe I can turn... Okay, I know what I'm gonna do different. I think that having the double... okay, difference. Here we go. So the double hit I don't think is necessary, but what I do think is I need to do this here. And we can just delete these two. And we're going to turn this to false. So that we you move back. And I think this is going to be better. I am going to turn like the actual volume on. I don't know how loud this is going to be. Okay, apply. And then I'm going to go to... I'm going to turn off the battle audio. And because I was like, y'all aren't hearing the sound effects. Which, yeah, doesn't make a really big difference, but... I was getting really tired of hearing this beginning of this song over and over again. Wow, doesn't that sound really empty? This sounds so empty without... Okay, so the one thing I think I want to change with this... I need to give them just attack so I can actually have this go faster. The one thing... And maybe just take out 2 of the goblins so this goes faster. I don't know why I added... Alright. So... Common events. I think what I want to change here is this one right here. I want to offset this Y a little farther so you're jumping like a little, not directly below. Maybe. Let's just try 6 far. I don't want to like do too far right, because if you like I was saying, if you do, oh man, sorry, I just shut my brain shut down halfway through a sentence. Okay, so I don't want to go too like far to the right when I do this, because otherwise just jumping straight up when you hit looks weird. But I do want to do that, and then I want to have this right here be a little bit more there, maybe. And so I kind of want to stick in a punch. So I know I saw that in this one, that there's a punch somewhere. Motion type attack. There we go. Go back. Just copy paste stuff in that we can use. But overall, like, this is not hard to figure out once you know how to start. Like, once you get the basics of what it does, it's just like playing with it and seeing what different things do. And I'm quite liking it. Let's put it there. And let's see what that looks like. Let's take out 2 of those and fix what their skills are. Okay, I don't have the change, like, because I had I didn't have it, like, I'm turning around because of like okay. So I want to go back to my common events. So I want this to be true because like it was doing something really weird there. I could probably also just add a weight into it to get it right, but we'll see that. And several of these, I don't want this face destination because it's causing my character to turn around in jumps. Also, I'm starting to wonder if I'm going the wrong direction. Okay, so negative X is... I can look at this one and on X. So okay, I am doing this backwards. What I wanted here is this one. I want it to be, I want like negative 64. That's what I wanted. And then the other one, I want like a no offset. We'll see how this. I was going the wrong directions with them. And back to testing. Guys, I was worried that I would get I did it again. I just need to like... I thought that like I would get nothing done on stream today and it would be embarrassing. But this is just so much more intuitive than I thought it was going to be. It's so... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't do the wait for complete on the punch. I think okay. What I need to do is go back to my common events. Move to target. Wait for complete. So we don't want to wait for complete on this. That way we're punching as we're moving up. And then we maybe want to... Okay, let's see how that looks. I remembered. Let's delete some. Delete you. Let's just add one. Now let's head to... Let's put him here. Let's head to our enemies and remove anything that isn't attack. Also, let's make him super slow. Well, I mean, it wasn't that, like... Because I had a lot of faith in Visustella to make this as easy as they could make it. I just didn't have a lot of faith in myself. Which, like I said, I do one credit to myself. For I do, like, I have a fast ability to understand things, but also credit to human, because if I was doing this all from scratch, this would take much, much longer, and I wouldn't be able to, like, oh, I saw that command in one of his skills, so let's go look at it and see how to, like, do that thing. And let's copy paste it from there, and then we can just adjust settings in it. I love so much having something to work with to start with. And I noticed that his first one says basics, so if he's going to continue to make more of them beyond basics to advanced, I will be super happy with that. Alright. Okay, now I can test this over and over again without worrying about it. Yeah, it's still not doing it right. I wanted it to, like, punch as she's coming up. It sort of does it. I think I need to remove the weight on the punch, too. Or maybe, like, start the punch before the move up. Okay. Let's try that. So, common events. Move to target. So let's go cut, paste. We're gonna have not true on this one, or not. Wait, no. Oh no. What did I do? What did I do? Wait a minute. Is this the one that I? Oh no. This is what's messing it up. That's what I need to turn off. And then this one I want. I don't know if this is going to look good. I'd use the item motion instead of the thrust motion. Oh, yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah. Motion type, item. Okay, and then weapon, show weapon, hide. It doesn't really matter because I'm not going to be, I am not going to be having visible, like, what I would really like to do, and this is just, like, pie in the sky thinking, is that, who's the person on the board? Oh, he makes some packs for us, and I can't think of his name, but he's done some, battlers for MZ default heroes, and he's done one for this character. He just hasn't done one for all the characters that I'm using that look really nice, and I just hope he does one for all the characters. I can use those instead of the default battlers, and then I don't have to think about weapons. But even in that case, I'm strongly considering editing the weapons into the battlers, and because they're always using the same weapons. And Low is making those battlers that look so good. Yeah, his stuff is so good looking. I love his stuff. So let's see. Okay, I did make it a change. I applied. Let's watch it again. So I said this is going to be a stream of watching me be stupid for 2 hours, but it's really just watching me do the same animation slightly different. I'm really not... It's so fast that it's hard to see the item animation. Let me get closer, see if I can... I mean, I kind of like it. I'm kind of wondering if there's not something like... It's not perfect, right? They're so good. I can't get over how good Lowe's battlers look. I've thought about asking him if he would do it, but also like I do not like doing that, right? I don't like asking people, like I don't like doing requests very much, specifically because of my position. And because I feel like people will feel obligated to do it just because I'm the social media manager and the community manager for RPG Maker, and I don't want to have them go, "Oh, I should just do it because of that." So like I tend to not request things, but Lo is on the forums. He also he did what are the names of the packs that he did for us? But he does battlers, and they're just very good looking. Hold on. Let me see. I'm going to We're going to take a slight break from this to show you Lowe's Battler. And if you wonder why I took it off the screen, it's that, man, does anyone really want, like, when you start typing up here, their search history to pop up there? Okay. So here we go. This is Lowe's stuff. Look at this. Like, how cool is that compared to... But like, let's see. This goes in. He's done. So far, he's done that character. These are so good looking. There's Michelle. There's the character I'm using as my main character. And so, like, the thing is, though, like mine, I need this character, and this character. But yeah, really, really, really cool thing. I really like his stuff. So, also, just, you know, you guys, if you need those characters and you like those battlers, go look. Check out his stuff. He also sells a few packs on our store. And so go look for those too. They're the classic fantasy. I can't remember the names of them. I'm sure if you go find him on the forums, he has it in his signature and stuff. So let's see. All right, I'm semi happy with that one. I feel like it could be better, and I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. It's like that thing of what could I do to make it better? Because it does have the jump. That's cool. Maybe if I moved him just like a little bit back during the jump. Maybe. But my one problem with moving him back during the jump is that I feel like it'd look weird, but maybe it won't. Let's just check. Because I think it'll just adjust after it's over, right? So really it's the same thing of just, where was it? It was in this skill down here that I can look for that command of just motion, move distance. Enemy is knocked back 96 pixels. So it should, if I'm correct, because this says the wait for jump to finish false. It should include that in the jump a little bit, right? Let's see. Trial and error. You know what? I should do that more often. Especially when I need like a quick brain break. I should just like pick some different people on the forums that have cool stuff that I really like and just take a quick break and go, hey, let's look at this guy's stuff. I really want to spend more time showing people like the cool things that are on the forums, because there's so many like amazing materials that people have made, and I may not need them for this game, right? Oh yeah, there we go. But I still want people to know they exist. You know, I'm still working on like all the things of like, it's 12 episodes in. I've been doing this for a while now, especially considering I had to miss a few weeks for various reasons. But like, always look for things to mix it up. So that kind of, there we go. I kind of like that. I think that there may be a little bit, I think I need to make sure that those have the same length. Common events, follow up. So, like, we want to make sure that these... Is the duration in frames for both this and this, right? Like, this is the same duration. That means the same thing. And let's check if I did that right. Yeah. I'm still not seeing the item thing. I think it's because I'm moving too fast, and I think it just like flips out of it and goes to a different one. Wait, hold on. I know what to do. I know what to do. Troops. Not troops. Common events. So I think this is doing this right here. Where is it? I think this is literally doing nothing. But I need to put in this one the movement mode. So movement motion. So like the item, and that may give like a uppercut look. The thing is also, like, I can maybe cheat and put some different motions in that setup, and we'll see how that goes. So apply again. I'm getting so much done so fast. This may be a slightly short stream because I almost don't know where to go next, because it's not taking... It's taking so little time. This is so... Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Thank you, was it KB who said to use the item animation? Is it does... hold up. Is it doing it like a little too slow? Yeah, it's doing it a little too slow. How can I wonder if I could fix that. up a little bit. Maybe if I slow down the jump up a little bit. So let's go that final move to this one right here. Let's make this a little longer. Let's make it 6. Yeah, thanks, KV. I didn't think about the fact that that does look kind of like an uppercut, right? Like, it looks like an open palm or uppercut. I'm pretty sure battle test applies, but an enemy attack next. Oh no. Don't make me do that. I know I need to do them eventually, but yeah, that looks better. I could I could like put in some of the other plugins and do like the camera control plugins and start doing zooms and pans and stuff like that. Make it look really crazy. Because Visustella has a lot of stuff that makes you can make some really crazy stuff. With Human, if you would love to do that. I was considering also screen capture software lets you go frame by frame can be very helpful. That's actually a really good idea. I didn't think about that. I did not think about that. That's actually a good point. Because like right now I'm streaming at like only 30 frames per second because like in general 60 frames is not necessary. But it is 60 frames, and I could switch it to that and do some recording. And by the way, a little fun bit of information. So when I was making my tile sets, right, when I was doing these curves, it was so nice that I had done it on stream because I couldn't remember the exact settings I did on the shadows when I was doing the inside curves, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's all recorded. I can just open up the recording and see what I did. It would be a waste of hard drive space, but do you know how much I thought about, hey, maybe I should just every single time I'm using Photoshop turn on and start recording my screen so I don't forget settings. Okay. I don't want to do an enemy animation. I know that sounds like really whiny that I don't want to do one. Let's look at one of her other skills. I think doing like a casting animation would be neat, like a non-attack casting animation. Something where a target is not a big deal. But like maybe let's think about that. This warm up one, so it should be some kind of fire. So the scope is user. And oh, so the effect is add buff. It's going to be agility. Do not want it to be like really, really long. So, I know there's probably alright, it doesn't really matter. Because, like, I will be probably using slightly different than just doing this. I'd probably use something. And I'm pretty sure Visustella has some, like, more better control for stuff like this. But it's good enough, right? For testing. This user always... No, you can only use this in battle. There's no reason to haste out of battle. Damage none. Animation. Let's get like a really cool. Yeah. I wish that was... Nah, that's cool. It's so over the top. Alright. So first what I'm going to do is look... Ha ha ha. I wonder if I could do like a spin. Like it'd be hard because like you're really just turning your battler back and forth. It's easier to do it's easy to do a flip, right? Because all you do with a flip is go up, you know, spin the sprite. You know what I mean? Top over bottom. Whereas I'm talking about like a horizontal spin. Like it'd be cool to like do a punch and then they... But I think that requires images we don't have because it's only gonna have 2 frames of animation and that's not nearly as cool. I think maybe like a jump flip forward and then let me remember what battler poses do. What poses do I have that I could use? Alright, it's easier to look at a list of like... movement motion. Like, I'll be honest, I sometimes didn't know what all these different ones are. Like, I could use the guard motion, maybe. Alright, because, like, I am not entirely sure what I do. I'm like a flip forward, then a flip back. So let's... And then, like, have it do the animation around it. It's a little bit silly and doesn't really have a point, but... Who cares, right? This will probably be the last one I do for today, because I'll probably either fill in, get to 2 hours, or I will be kind of just done. So the one thing is I mean, technically, I could just leave it on all targets, right? Because the target is just going to be the user anyway. Alright, let's see what happens if I just tie it to Flipcast, and... So what's the name of this skill? It's warm-up. I'm gonna see, like, if I'm correct, I can be lazy and not change those to user, because it'll just hit the target, which is me. So we go to skills. Grab this custom action sequence tag. Always remember your tags, which is what I forgot at the beginning. And then we need common event. You know what I could do? And then we'll just change what? Warm up. And then I'm probably going to change all of these because I'm probably not going to have them in the same order anyway. So let's see what that's going to look like first. And then we can think like more hard about this. Oh, good water. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me drink a sip of water myself. I somehow failed to realize how much my throat was getting parched. Okay, so it's all set up now. I should be able to just apply. Let's see, troops. let us see what it looks like with just flip cast. So this is a fire spell. Warm up. I really want that. I feel like I need to shrink that. And I need it centered on the character. And then, upsettingly, I almost feel like I don't need to change anything. The flip forward then flip back was just silly. Human, why did you make these so good? You made them so good, I don't really want to change them. I like what it's doing now. Alright. So let's go to my animation. And we're gonna go to... Where are you? Fire all three. Okay, so it's not a center, it's for each target. And then we need to scale it way down. I'm not going to use it as a fire all spell. I'm just going to use it for this. So... Okay, align bottom. Alright, we'll see how that looks now. Oh, brain. Oh, brain, where did you go? Troops. Next time human do a worse job. Oh, that's just good. You guys think that's cool? Because I do. How I wonder if I know how to change this. You know what'd be cool? Is like halfway on the jump, like... Oh, how would I do that though? How would I have it pause at the top of a jump? I would need to not use jump, I'd need to use movements. But instead of like I like a jump, spin, and then like at the top of the height do the animation, and then she comes down. That would look cooler than what it is. My wife came in and called me a nerd. That was not nice of her. I'm sorry, I'm just doing it over and over again because I think it looks cool. But I do think that, like... Alright, so let's go to common events. Warm up. Spin, rotate, move, distance. Oh, you are already using move distance and not jump for this. So all I gotta do is change this to true, right? Or wait, no. No, yeah, well, okay. Jump, move to point, then cast. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is on this one, I'm noticing he didn't even use the jump function. He did the movement followed by a wait. Outside. Okay, so why did he use So what's causing it to move back? Freeze motion frame. Or maybe I just need to... Oh, hold on, sorry, my brain is... Have the animation play with wait for animation, so... Okay, yeah, you're right. So, action animation, wait for animation. This is where I need to, if all I have to do is I think change this to true, right? I think literally that's all I had to change to make that. Alright, apply. So... And I may, like, throw in an animation motion. Or wait, does he use an animation motion for it? Move distance, movement motion, evade. Motion type spell, yeah. Okay, let's look at this again and see if that was the thing I needed to change. Fire. Warm up. Okay, so the move back needs to be faster. And like, waiting for the entire animation to finish may not be the thing, because the animation's pretty long. I could speed the animation up. Like, I move back, or... Yeah, I think the move at the end needs to be faster. And I think the animation needs to be faster, too. So let's... Animation. Let's speed that up. That may be too fast, but we'll see. That may be too fast for the animation, but we'll see. Let's head back to common events. So this, by the way, is 100% what all development is. You do something, you test it, you do it again, you test it, you change like a little thing over and over again until you like what you have. Or until you get tired of trying to adjust it. One of the other. Those two things are what are going to happen. One, you're going to get tired of it and just be like, it's good enough. Or two, you're going to actually like it. And I think this right here, I was like saying, this needs to be a little... So like, you're doing like the backflip thing. I think one of the problems is because I stop right at that peak, that continuing going backwards feels a little awkward, so I'm going to have you drop straight down instead. And I'm going to move a little faster on the drop. Because it looks awkward, like, when it pauses right there, and then, like, you continue to go backwards. Even though, like, it would make sense. Alright. And back to troops to testing. Yeah, I really like that. Maybe a little bit backwards. And maybe a little bit slower. Yeah, I was wondering what the outside easing was, and I assumed it was like something to do with making it feel like gravity. I'll have to read through all the different like types of easing. But like you've done so much of the work for me that instead of having to do everything myself, I can just play with your stuff and see what each little option does. So I do think that like we need to maintain a little bit, not double click, not single click. Maintain a little bit of the backwards momentum. And I think this needs to be a little bit longer, but not that much longer. I think the big difference was speeding up that animation, because that animation I think was a little too long for what I wanted to do. You know, now that that animation is faster, You know, I may like add a little hop to the end of this, right? Like a short hop, just like a hop back into place rather than just adjusting back in place. So let's add that little hop in. So like for a hop, I just need like a jump and and then I need to have during the jump a move to target, right? So I just need both of these. No, not move target. I need just a regular movement. I'll get it. But I'm gonna again cheat and grab stuff. So float easing, that's cool. We all learned something today. So let's go like a really short hop. So let's see how 30 does. And maybe 9. And then we don't want the weight. And then we're gonna put a move. I have this thing where I'm like continuously like just copy pasting and not doing anything from scratch. And I probably should try to do at least one command from scratch. Because I want move distance, right? That's what I really am looking for. So let's try to do move distance. It's gonna be, so I need the total amount that was moved backwards. So negative 35. Negative 16. I really feel like this still needs to be more. So let's give it negative 35. Let's just go, and then we'll do a hop forward 70. So there's the jump where they do the little hop at the end, and I just need to. Oh, okay. Okay, me, you can do it. So I need a plugin command. I know where you are, and it's in battle. Okay, so it's wow, there's so many. Motion. No, that's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to grab that. Move distance. So so it needs to be 70, and it needs to have the same length as the other one, which is 9. And I really think that you had something on that using the evade animation during it. Is that really it? Is that all that it is? Like, I just feel like that should be harder. Again, it's that thing of like, I don't know why I thought everything would be harder than this, right? Again, maybe it's just not even that I think things are going to be hard. It's that I think that I'm going to be too stupid to understand them. Which is dumb, because I actually have a lot of faith in my own intelligence, but I've said this many times. The moment you start streaming, your IQ drops by about 100 points. The moment everyone is watching you, you become very dumb. But I've actually felt like I've been pretty smart today. Let's see if that little hop. Let me see if that little hop came in. Yeah, whoa, what? Okay, maybe I hopped forward too far. Let's see. I think I did hop forward too far. And I think that I do need to keep it on the, Oh, my brain is not working. How is it? Do you move forward a little bit when you start casting? Or you move forward when it's your turn, right? I do need to eat. I'm just trying to, like, brain through why I'm moving backwards and then forwards again. Alright, common events. Let's see. Is there something in this that I'm not paying attention to? Yeah, you move forward a bit when it's your turn. I was thinking that's what it was. How far forward? I'm trying to figure out how, like, what should be the distance adjustment to, like... Let me see if I just change this distance adjustment, and I'm going to slow this down, too. Because if I slow it down, I think I can get a better idea of what's going on. Setup action may have battle step on. Okay, let's look at that, too. So we're gonna lengthen this out. We're gonna have, like, this hop is gonna be the, like, you know, a mad long hop. So let's do 24 frames. That way I can get a longer view of what is happening during this hop. And so the setup action you were saying is battle step false. It doesn't have battle step on. Because I want, like, a little hop back into place instead of that just slide. Because that slide looks really weird. Nope. Nope. Back up. Oh, the slide into place isn't me... The slide is me taking my next turn. I need to see what it looks like when it's the enemy's turn. So... But he may be dead by the time his turn comes around again. Let's just guard. So technically when I actually... Okay, this time, because he's going to go next, I can see what it's going to look like. That slide forward is actually... I need to go further back and then hop forward. Also, I've been sitting on my foot and it is asleep. Oh no, that's terrible. Ow. The pain, man. It hurts. I have, like, terrible posture, and I, like, often sit on my feet or on my legs in weird ways and end up in extraordinary pain from it. Maybe I should just take that little hop out. I think that human had it set up so right, and I'm just, like, screwing it up. Like, I got the jump in there, and it does something neat, and it's cool. But also, I think he intentionally had it jump back right to where you go before you start a new skill. And that's actually really smart. So maybe what I need to do... I got it. By the way, good, again, just a really good setup that you did. But now, that means I know what I need to do to make this look right. So, I need to go 40 back further than you had it go. Alright. And then hop forward. So that's 12. This being 12. Either you meant to do it, or it is really close. It really looks like when you do that backflip jump, you end up almost right where you would end up after your action is over. I need to figure out how many pixels forward you move at the beginning of that. That's the kind of thing I would annoy Arkea with and ask her. Because I'm like, surely you know this, right? You just know everything. I mean, it's generally true. Generally, Archaea knows the answer to every question about what RPG Maker does. Okay. So jump back is back 35, back 35. So if I want to go like, we're gonna go like 110 back. So let's go minus 55. This may be very dumb, but we're gonna go for it. See what happens. You know, I almost want to stick a weight after the little jump forward so I can see where you would actually yeah. Nah, no. The problem is mostly in the fact that I have no idea like where you would end up standing if you weren't taking 2 actions in a row, right? I also think I need to move that off of evade. It's not a long enough jump for evade to look right. But I can do that in a second. Alright, this one is where I can actually tell. It's still a little bit forward. So, animations. Nope. System, common events. That's what I need. I generally have no recollection, though, of having done anything clever. I do really like your stuff, though. I think you did a lot of clever stuff in this. It has a lot of good eye for design and a good basis to, like, steal and do things. Where did I put in? Here we go. Let's take it off that evade. I don't think that looks right. Doobie-doo. Alright, this is the last time I'm going to test it. If it doesn't, you know, at this point, it does what it does. That's, you know, all we can really say about it. I should have wasted a few turns before I started doing it, because it does boost my... Okay, here's the one. I quite like that. I do quite like it. I think there's some adjustment to make sure that you don't do that slide back into position, because that's what, like, that's the thing I'm trying to avoid, is those little slide backs into position where you would just like be like end in the position you're supposed to. Okay, I'm going to remember where OBS is. You know, I set up keyboard shortcuts to where I can like switch what's on my screen without that. But no, I'm an idiot. I'm going to do it this way instead. So, we've reached the end of today's stream. Again, thank you to Human for setting up those basics. You can find them on his itch. Hold on. Let me very quickly, I'm going to find that, and I'm going to link it in chat. MZ action sequences, the basics. There's a bunch of them you can learn from. All you really need to do is take those, copy paste them into your project that has the Visustella plugins, the battle plugins in it, and you can very easily just get running and learn from them. I think it was so much easier than trying to learn from scratch, and I really just hate the joke you just made, human, but I also applaud you for it. It is just human nature. And thanks for Visustella for making a bazillion amazing plugins. Thanks for you guys for coming and hanging out with me. And, yeah, that's it. I hope everyone had a really good time. Good to see every single one of the people who showed up. There's some Skepsis eyes. And have a really great weekend. I really am going to... Oh, are you doing a... Wait. Plug the action sequence jams. Are you doing an action sequence jam? Remember to steal from human, yeah. Like, if you have an action sequence jam, I would absolutely, like, suggest everyone to go check that out. And maybe compete in it, because that sounds cool. But I hope you all learned something. I learned a lot. And thanks for everyone for showing up. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys hopefully next week. I'm not sure entirely what I'll be working on next week. Probably more like actual battle sequence stuff. Like, we're gonna like actually getting into making the battle sequence. We're going to use CTB, the CDB for Visustella. That's pretty much it. Have a great weekend, everyone.